I'm very pleased to be here on My Magical Thing with Andy Letcher, Senior Lecturer at the University of Exeter, where he's the Director of the Master's Programme in Psychedelics, Mind, Medicine and Culture, author of Shroom, A Cultural History of the Magic Mushroom, researcher, Hagen and Wyrd Druid. Andy, it's lovely to have you here.
It's wonderful to be here. Thanks so much for inviting me.
My friend, you're very welcome. So, Andy, please may we see your magical thing?
You certainly may. Here it comes. It's coming up from the bottom of the screen.
Oh, it's got a knob on the end.
It's it's got a knob on the end. It keeps going. Oh, look, there's some weirdness there.
Very good.
Okay, and it just keeps going and keeps going.
When will it ever end?
Will it ever end? There's the end.
Oh,
It is, if I take a step backwards, it is my druidic staff. Can you see?
yeah, got it. Pray tell us the
And
story of said staff.
well, so this is a piece of holly, and it was originally growing like this with a branch going that way. So one Beltane, I cut it and made some offerings of beer. That was my intended offering, and some unintentional offerings of blood. But these are the price. These are the price you pay. Um, and then left it a year to season, and then took the bark off and carved it into the knob that you see at the end. And and this is my walking stick, and we've walked a very, very long way together. I don't know if you can see the end here. I've actually worn through, this was a brass ferrule on the
Oh,
end. We've been so far that I've worn through the brass. And I don't know if you probably won't be able to see here, but there's a patina. That's a good word, isn't it? A patina. It's beautifully smooth from having been in my hand for so many miles. And it's got various sigilly things on, and then a complete rune row. Um, why did I put the runes on? Well, I love the runes. Um, and for me, any kind of divination system is a map of the universe. It's a way of dividing the universe up into a handleable number of qualities. So I like to feel like I've got the universe in my hand, and I can pretend to be Ogian the Silent from Ursula Le Guin's Earthsea trilogy as I stride the hills, uh, connecting deeply with the land, nature, and all of that. So that is my magical thing.
Andy,
You,
that's lovely. That's fantastic. So how long ago was this?
well, it was when I was living on Dartmoor. So, I mean, that's a few years ago now, isn't it? It must be at least 8 or 9 years ago that I cut it. So it's nearly a decade old.
Right.
Um, and I suppose at some point it will wear out or it will break. But it saved my life on many an occasion. Walking over the tussocks of Dartmoor, you never quite know how deep they are, so you can probe it. Um, and my dad he always walks with a stick. I mean, long before he needed one. Um, and now that I'm over 50, I think I can walk with a stick without looking like a total knob. Uh, which of course is what one wants to avoid. But it's quite it is quite eye-catching, and people do come and comment on my staff, and they ask me if I'm a wizard or something. So that's quite fun.
Andy Letcher, thank you so much for taking the time to introduce us to your druid staff with its remarkable, beautiful little. How I want to find out actually the carving. This is very precise. This is the way that this has been done.
Yeah, so this is done with it's called a pyrography tool, which is like a
Right, it is pyrography.
soldering iron, but with a nib. And very carefully, I draw these out and yeah, burn them in.
This is beautifully and painstakingly done, and it's a delightful, magical thing. Andy Letcher, thank you so much for taking the time to share with us your magical thing. It's appreciated, my
Complete
friend.
pleasure. I look forward to seeing you on the hills.
Yeah, see you then. Cheerio. Bye bye.
Bye. Lovely. Good to see you, man.